Planet Dolan. From excessively quoting a television show to being so sexy you distract your boss, we count 10 of the dumbest reasons people were fired from their jobs. How's it going? I'm Danger Dolan. I'm here to decipher some random things I found on the internet the other day that I think you might be interested in. Number 10. Coach fired for leading team to victory. A sporting coach's job is to lead their team to victory. However, Covenant School basketball coach Micah Grimes discovered that sometimes it's possible to win by too much. In 2009, Grimes guided his all-girl high school basketball team to a 100-0 victory over a team from an academy specializing in helping kids with learning differences, like dyslexia. Staff of the Covenant School decided winning by such a huge margin was unchristianly and an embarrassment to the school. Grimes refused to apologize, so was kindly shown the door. Number 9. Fired for repeating a Seinfeld quote. What's the deal with getting fired for stupid reasons? That's what Jerry Seinfeld might say if we heard the story of Cedar Falls native John Preston. John was fired from his job for doing what many of us have done, annoying his co-workers with his favorite television quotes. While at a work retreat, John joined his co-workers in enacting the legendary Seinfeld gag of saying, "You're so good looking," rather than "bless you" whenever someone sneezed. Unfortunately, most of these were directed at a female co-worker, so, although he meant no offense, it was considered sexual harassment and was grounds for his dismissal. The funny thing is, the whole situation would actually make for a great Seinfeld episode. Number 8. Fired for wearing orange. The fashion police strike again. At a Florida law firm, a group of office workers started a tradition of wearing orange on paydays. It was a sign of solidarity when they went out for happy hour after work. The tradition went on for months without incident until some new company executives came aboard. They saw the unconventional uniform choices and wrongly assumed it was an insult or a form of protest. They were so offended that they fired all 14 employees who dared to blend red and yellow and gave them no severance pay. The company had no policy against wearing orange, and although federal law protects workers against several forms of discrimination, it doesn't extend to choice of dress. Clearly, executive types were threatened by non-conformity, but haven't they heard that orange is the new black? Number 7. Fired for typing in all caps. Email etiquette can be tricky. It can be all too easy for co-workers to read something into an email that the author didn't intend. Vicky Walker knows all about this. She was a New Zealand office worker who sent a mass email to her co-workers at ProCare Health. To get their attention, she made liberal use of bolded text, used a bright red font and capitalized all the letters. That was her showing restraint too. I mean, she managed to hold off from using emoticons. Unfortunately, management decided they could no longer allow this mad woman to sit behind a keyboard, so dismissed her, claiming that she caused disharmony in the office. Nikki fought the dismissal and was awarded $17,000, and rightly so. Number 6. Fired for a trivial 50-year-old felony. In 2012, 68-year-old Richard Eggers was fired from his bank teller job when it emerged that he had a criminal past. Sounds fair enough, right? Except the crime in question dated all the way back to 1963. Was it something reprehensible like murder? No. All Richard was guilty of was using a cardboard cutout of a dime to operate a laundromat washing machine. His teenage crime surfaced because of new federal banking regulations, which forbade the employment of anyone convicted of crimes involving dishonesty or money laundering. I hope nobody finds out about that cookie I stole from the cookie jar at 5 years old. It could spell the end of my accounting career. Number 5. Lifeguards parody Gangnam Style. In 2012, 14 Californian lifeguards were fired after a video surfaced online of them performing a parody of the Psy song Gangnam Style. They called it Lifeguard Style. The problem was they were wearing city-issued lifeguard uniforms and made the video at the pool where they worked. The lifeguards reasoned that everything was filmed while they were off duty and that it was only meant to be a bit of fun. Eventually, common sense prevailed and their jobs were reinstated. They certainly learned a valuable lesson from the experience: never bring a sense of humor to work. Number 4. Blogger disgraces airline. In 2004, Ellen Simonetti was fired from Delta Airlines after her employers discovered the diary she'd been keeping on her personal blog. Ellen's blog was called Diary of a Flight Attendant and detailed her experiences working for the airline. Nothing on the blog was remotely defamatory. However, the airline did object to some inappropriate photos of Ellen in her Delta uniform, showing about half an inch of her bra. Times have certainly changed, as showing your bra was once a requirement for getting work as a flight attendant.
Number 3.
Teacher asks 4th graders for dating advice. In 2014, substitute teacher Cassandra Fearing was fired after getting the 9-year-old students in her class to decide which of the 2 men she should date. Rather than asking them outright, Cassandra had the members of her class act out scenarios where she played her boyfriends and they played her. When the kids encouraged her to dump the younger boyfriend, Cassandra joked that they should toilet paper his house and scare him by dressing up as demons. After consulting with some kid in the playground, Cassandra plans to appeal her dismissal.
Number 2.
Woman fired for being too sexy. Melissa Nelson was a married mother who worked as a dental assistant for 10 years. She was very good at her job and, according to her boss, James Knight, she was too sexy to resist. James' wife was threatened by her husband's attraction to a co-worker, so urged him to terminate her employment contract. Naturally, Melissa filed a wrongful termination suit, and the courts upheld the firing, confirming that she was, in fact, too sexy for her job. At trial, James accused Melissa of wearing scrubs that were too tight and revealing, and brought up an offhand comment she made about her lack of a sex life. He responded to the comment by joking that it was like her husband had a Lamborghini in the garage, but drove it.
Number 1.
Pilot lets a celebrity fly a plane. In 2015, a Mexican pilot was fired after he let a famous singer don his sacred pilot's cap and sit at the control panel of his commercial aircraft. Esmeralda Ugalde and her gal pal Samandi Zendejas were granted special access to the cockpit of a Boeing jet on a flight to Cancun. As thanks, they posted pictures of the pilot's violation on Twitter. In a statement, an airline rep for Magna Charters said, "We cannot allow people to enter the cabin even if they are actors or actresses," which sounds faintly like common sense to me. That's it for this countdown, and have a good one! Did you enjoy the video? That's fantastic! Did you know we still have a gaming channel, Collaborative? It's for Planet Dolan. Come look at us as we play some video games.
Like animation? Have some questions about life and the universe you need answered? Come check out Super Planet Dolan. Danger Dolan and I will answer your life questions. Links are down below.